Welcome to the Real Reinvention. This is the channel where we explore ideas and strategies that help you reshape your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your life. Today, we are reviewing a book that challenges everything we have been taught about what it means to be productive. The book is titled Feel Good Productivity: How to Achieve More of What Matters to You by Ali Abdaal. Let us be honest here. Most of us have been trained to believe that productivity means working harder, that we have to push through exhaustion and sacrifice our joy in the name of success. But Ali in the book flips that idea on its head. He argues that the secret to doing more is not discipline, but a three-letter word spelled J-O-Y, joy. So in this review, we'll unpack what the book is really all about. We will explore its three main sections, which are energize, unblock, and sustain. We will look at its strengths and weaknesses, and finally, decide if it's truly worth reading for anyone on the journey of reinvention. The author of the book, Ali Abdaal, as you may know or may not know, was a former doctor turned entrepreneur and one of the world's most popular productivity creators. He has spent years experimenting with ways to live a more meaningful, balanced, and efficient life. In the book, Feel Good Productivity, he shared a science-based yet highly personal approach to productivity that begins with one question: what if feeling good was the key to doing good work? It is a refreshing take on a crowded topic, though. It is written in a warm, story-driven style that feels more like a conversation than a lecture. The book is divided into three parts. The first part, Energize. Here he talked about discovering how positive emotions fuel action. The second part, Unblock. That is, learning how to overcome mental and emotional barriers. And the third part, Sustain. That one talked about building long-term systems that keep you thriving, not just surviving. So, let's begin with the first, Energize. That is the power of feeling good. Ali starts with a simple truth. Productivity doesn't come from forcing yourself to work. It comes from you wanting to work. And that desire is fueled by how we feel. He used his personal stories from his journey as a doctor and creator to show that sustained productivity only happens when we connect emotionally with what we do. This part encourages you to ask, what activities energizes me? Rather than, what do I have to get done? When we feel joyful, curious, or inspired, our energy expands, our creativity sharpens, and our focus deepens. But when we feel drained or pressured, even the smallest task can feel impossible to us. These are times we feel grumpy or difficult to get out of bed because our motivation at that time is low. Here, he introduces three main ways to generate energy. First, through play. Ali reminds us that playfulness is not the opposite of productivity. It is the engine of it. When you make your work fun or add elements of experimentation, your brain releases dopamine, which naturally enhances motivation and learning. Second, through curiosity. Instead of forcing yourself to complete the task, ask this question instead: what might I discover if I explore this? By being curious, you turn obligation into discovery. And the third one says, through purpose. He said that energy multiplies when your work aligns with something that matters to you. When we connect our tasks to values, for example, by helping others, building something lasting, or expressing creativity, our energy stops leaking. In essence, Energize teaches that feeling good is not self-indulgent, but it is the foundation of meaningful and sustainable productivity. I want to reiterate to my audience and to my channel viewers here that this section is a reminder that the first step to reinventing your life is not about grinding harder. It's about reigniting your joy. We should try to have what I would call the emotional reset, to see that genuine energy and emotional alignment are the starting points of reinvention and lasting output. Now, the second part, unblock by getting out of your own way. After you have reignited your joy and you can feel your energy is flowing, the next challenge is what Ali calls the internal traffic jam. This part of the book, Unblock, focuses on breaking through fear, perfectionism, and procrastination. These are the psychological roadblocks that stop you from taking action. Ali explained that most of our procrastination is not laziness. It is fear in disguise. The fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of starting something we might not finish. To overcome that, he offers several practical experiments. The first is the concept of frictionless steps. Instead of tackling huge goals all at once, make the first step so small that failure feels impossible. Do you want to write a book? Start by opening a blank document and type in the title. That first micro action lowers resistance and builds momentum. The second idea is playful experimentation. Instead of treating your work like a test, learn to treat it like a game. Try things, make mistakes, learn and move on. This type of mindset usually turns pressure into progress. And the third one is the power of reframing. Ali encourages us to question the stories we tell ourselves, like, I'm not disciplined enough, or I'll start when I feel ready. When you reframe such thoughts with curiosity rather than criticism, it dissolves fears and creates forward motion. For my audience and viewers, Unblock represents the psychological heart of reinvention by learning to step out of your own way and allow progress to happen naturally. Becoming productive is not only about speed, it is about clearing the emotional roadblocks that slow you down. Finally, the third part, sustain. Here, Ali deals with a problem that many ambitious people face: how to keep going without burning out. He explained that productivity is not a sprint, but it is a rhythm. To sustain long-term success, you must balance doing with being by alternating between focus and rest, action and reflection. In essence, sustain teaches that feeling good is not a temporary trick, but a long-term strategy for success. Here, he introduces a few guiding principles. Number one, you need to build systems, not tricks. Being consistent matters more than intensity. You create routines that are easy to maintain rather than exhausting to uphold. 2, rest is not a reward, it is a resource. Resting doesn't make you lazy, it fuels your ability to perform. Many of us see rest as what happens after productivity, but in truth, rest is what enables it. And 3, align with values, not vanity. It is easy to chase goals for external validation and recognition. That is a truth. Maybe for money, for status, or applause. But the real satisfaction comes from progress that reflects who truly you are. For anyone in the face of reinventing themselves, sustain is the map for building a life that lasts. One that feels purposeful, balanced, and energized over the long haul, staying productive without losing your peace. Now, let's talk about what works beautifully and what doesn't. That is the pros and cons of the book. Now, the pros. Well, it is a human-centered and positive frame. The major strength of the book is that it places emphasis on positive emotions, well-being, and enjoyment as the drivers of productivity rather than sheer discipline or hustle. For example, Ali shows that when we feel good, our minds open up and we see more possibilities. This approach tends to resonate with modern audiences weary of burnout culture and looking for more sustainable productivity models. The actionable experiments in the book and the practical toolkit is not purely theoretical. It offers many small experiments you can try at home, which work well for a YouTube-friendly discussion, as you know, like I'm doing today. Another thing is that the book is accessible. It is well written and is easily digested. And many reviewers know that the tone is friendly, the language is clear, and the structure well signposted. And one review I can relate with says, it is an easy read, it is easy to grasp, and written for the people with limited time. This prose makes it relevant to people at different stages, e.g. those stuck in procrastination, those running hard but feeling drained, and those seeking alignment and reinvention. Another pro is that it has a strong fit with modern productivity culture. The book lays emphasis on aligning work with meaning and avoiding the grind for grind's sake perspective. You need to understand that your work brings value to you and your family. It is less about crush it mentality. It is more about feel it. Nevertheless, it has its cons in that it is a limited novelty for experienced readers. That's number one. If somebody has read widely in productivity or habit change area, they might find much of the content familiar. Several reviewers point out that many of the ideas echo earlier work or Abdaal's own YouTube output. So, for a more advanced reader or those already familiar with the field, it might feel like a refresher rather than a groundbreaking deep dive. Another con is that it is surface level in places and lacks deeper rigor. While the experiments are useful though, some critics say the book occasionally skims rather than deeply interrogates complex barriers, e.g. the structural constraints, varying resources level of different entities. One review found the structure slightly scattered, and some advice is less tailored for people in highly constrained time or resource settings. For example, if a viewer is working full-time with multiple dependents, the make it fun or choose your character suggestion might feel a little out of place. It has some imbalances in applicability across audiences. This book is strongest for creators, entrepreneurs, or those with some autonomy over how they spend their time. Those in highly constrained, non-autonomous roles might find fewer directly applicable tactics. As one review noted, some of the tips are only really suitable for people who have at least some control of their time. So you may struggle with the ideas here if you are in roles or jobs with less flexibility. My final thought, is feel-good productivity worth reading? Absolutely yes, especially if you are tired of productivity that feels like punishment. Ali's message is clear. Productivity is not about squeezing more hours into your day. It is about bringing more life into your hours. For anyone on the path of reinvention, whether you are rebuilding your career, starting a business, or simply seeking more meaning in your everyday routine, this book is a reminder that progress feels best when it is joyful. So, if you've been running on empty, this might just be the reset you need. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching The Reinvention. If you enjoyed this review, remember to like, subscribe, and share your biggest takeaway in the comments. The part of feel-good productivity that speaks to you most. Which part is that? Is it energize, unblock, or sustain? Until next time, keep reinventing yourself. Bye for now.